It seems like the new fitness thing that is sweeping the nation is a competition called Hyrox, where you're trying to finish a circuit of strength events and running in the fastest time possible. Kyle and I were curious about it, and so we had our good friend Luke on, who recently completed one in Dallas, and he told us all about his experience, lots of good things, and one funny story that is a cautionary tale for making sure you do all your workouts in the right order. Hope you enjoy. Alrighty, welcome back. Matt and Kyle Pod. We have Luke here from GOATCast, and honestly had a big life experience recently that we wanted to kind of just chat about. And that was I don't know exactly how to say it, Hyrox competition. Luke, how would you say it?
Yeah, I usually describe it as a race, but I also throw it in as like a CrossFit race. Is kind of the best way that I've figured out to describe.
Cool. Yeah, Luke, you've been training for a while for it and are way more chiseled than you have any right to be. So shout out to you for that. But I'll start here. Kyle, do you know what is your awareness of Hyrox, if at any at all?
Yeah, no, I'm a total Hyrox noob. I suppose I've never heard of it. Luke had mentioned it, and I normally, if I hear about something that people are doing that I don't know about, I'm like most people, I would look it up, and I have actually purposefully not looked anything up on it. So far, it seems like it's a event that you go to and you perform at like a marathon or a triathlon, something along those lines. But it feels more niche than that. It feels like something that's a little bit more closed off, kind of like CrossFit. And so that's sort of where I'm at right now.
And Kyle, at least you and I and Luke, you're a little bit in this world too. We're well acquainted with the niche sports world in our spike ball backgrounds.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of surprised that I've like never really heard of this. I will say I'm not huge into like the different ways of weight training and like the weight training alternatives, I guess I'll say. I've never really gone to a CrossFit gym or anything like that. So that's probably why I'm just not in these circles typically, but excited to hear about it.
Yeah, Luke, I maybe wanted to start here. Like how'd you start? Did you start training with Hyrox in mind, or did it come later in your training journey? Like what was that?
Yeah, I've always been just like, I need something to work towards to like really be successful with it. Like I'm not really one to just, so like I wanted to have something to work towards. And I was working out and running kind of both at the same time. And I saw something on TikTok or Instagram about Hyrox, and it was a couple doing it together. And I was like, oh, that's super fascinating. I told Emily about it and we looked more into it, and it was like, oh, this is something that we can do together on the same team. We'll run together, and then we'll split up the workouts however we'd like. If she can do all of it and I'm tired and can't do any of it, she can do the whole thing and we can start running again. So it was something that I saw that we could like work together on, and it would motivate us because we're both very competitive. She swam in college. I played about any sport that I could get my hands on my whole entire life just to try it, and then I'd usually burn myself out on it after
once you
a couple months.
Peaked and became elite, and there wasn't anything left to do. It
no
was
one
like,
left to beat. Yeah,
I can leave that behind.
Scooted on to the next one. But yeah, so Hyrox, I've got plenty of people left to beat, so I guess that's good that I can keep practicing at that. But that's how it started. Was I just saw a video,
cool.
And I thought it was cool that a couple was doing it together, and they just seemed like average people as well, which was cool. I was like, okay, you don't have to be like crazy athlete to be able to pull this off or anything. Like, so I think seeing that like motivated me and her, and just kind of instantly we were like, okay, this is something that we'd love to try.
And what? So the best comp I've heard for it is a CrossFit competition where it is a combination of workouts. But I also know that some people get a little testy about the differences between the two, and that there are some important differences. Like, just if you're explaining it to, a 5-year-old, how would you talk about Hyrox?
Yeah, I would say so. Sometimes it's hard because all of I think it started in Europe, so all of their distances are in kilometers or meters.
Oh, no way.
That already puts me at a disadvantage explaining it to a 5-year-old.
That's funny.
I always fully understand.
Okay, a European 5-year-old.
European 5-year-old. Okay. So pretty much how I like to imagine it is, it was at this convention center, and there was this big track in one of the big rooms, just this big square, and it was 0.5 kilometer long, right? So you'll run that twice, and you'll do a kilometer run. And then on the middle, in the inside of the track, there's 8 workout stations. And so whenever you finish your 2 laps, you'll hop in and you'll do the workouts in order is how it works. And so the workout stations, there's a ski erg. That's the first one you do. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one.
Yeah. So ski erg?
Ski erg, yeah. Like you grab this and you just kind of like do it like you're skiing.
Got it.
Down the mountain, I guess.
I had only seen people do it. I'd never seen people do it when I went to any like gym when I lived in Texas, and then I moved to Colorado and everyone was doing it for like cardio.
Really?
And I was like, oh, it must just be because they're cross country skiers or something. But I've also just heard it's low impact cardio.
Yes.
So that's nice.
Yes. And then after that, you'll hop back on the track. You'll do another kilometer run, and then you'll go to the second one, and it's sled push. And I'm not sure the exact weight of it. I think it was like 365 pounds or something like that.
Holy crap!
Again, it's in kilograms. So
sure,
again, it's kind of tough.
How many plates? How many big plates?
I want to say. Let me just look real quick. Hyrox race sled push.
And then Matt, do you know is Hyrox a company, or is it similar to CrossFit where it's just like the general? Like that's
I understood it as the latter.
Running an ad here. That's kind of what I'm picturing too.
No free promo, but this might be.
Yeah,
it's 335 pounds is how much the sled push was.
Or is it just like, oh, that's the Olympics, this is Hyrox. Like that, is it sort of that? I don't know. I was like,
assumedly there
seems like the jury's out. Okay.
Yeah.
Luke
got it.
They've created this race, and then I think they've kind of tried to like, I don't really know.
Could you run a Hyrox outside of the bounds of a Hyrox competition? You know what I mean?
Right. It's really hard to kind of like do a mock Hyrox run.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But they have made it where like all of their distances are the same every single time. That workouts are in the same order every single. So that way there is some structure, and they do have like world records, and they have pros that travel out and whatnot.
Cool.
I don't know. Maybe Hyrox is like spike ball and round net is the sport.
Sure.
And
ooh, that's a good. Yeah. Okay, that's probably a good analogy.
You can speak to our brains with that. Yeah. Thank you, Luke.
So then we go back on the track and we do sled pull for 50 meters. Back on the track, burpee broad jumps, then rowing, then farmer's carry, then sandbag lunges, and then
you're running a kilometer in between every event.
And you do a total of 8 kilometers, so a little less than 5 total miles.
Can you choose what order you do these exercises in, or does everyone do them in the same order?
There is a set order that you have to go in. Unfortunately, they are not in just like 1, 2, 3. They're just spread out everywhere inside of that little semicircle that I was telling you about inside the track. We'll get to it later, but we accidentally messed up, and we had to do a workout twice.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. But we can get to that later. It was
you
chaos.
Guys worked harder than everybody else there. If you think about it.
It didn't feel hard enough, so we said, "Hey, let's get some extra. Let's do a little cool down row."
Of like, whenever I watch a triathlon, and there's all that rigmarole of them like taking off their swimsuits and getting onto the bikes, and I'm like, I understand that this has to happen, but it looks so like
it's weird. It's a weird,
messy.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're running and they're pulling off their soaking wet swimsuit and they're throwing their hat. And I'm just like, how is this an Olympic sport? Not that it should, it just looks so messy. And that kind of reminds me of what you just said with Hyrox.
Oh, it was. And it was the crazy thing about this is at Hyrox, every 10 minutes, a new heat starts with about 100 people in it.
Wow.
Sheesh. So there were 17,000 people that competed in this competition over the 3-day weekend. So yeah, it's just a lot of chaos, and there's obviously people that are in front of us, people that have started after us that are going on the track at the same time as us. And during one of the things, we went in, we were supposed to go to burpee broad jumps. I was the one that was in charge. I will take full ownership of this. I was the one that was in charge of starting and ending the workouts because I'm a bit stronger of a runner than Emily.
Sure.
So it would just make sense for me to finish while she catches her breath before we run, and for me to start so she can catch her breath before she does the workout.
Sure.
So yeah, I just kind of I lost track. We were about 35 minutes into this thing. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
I had been in zone 4 for 30 of the minutes out of the 35 minutes. And so there were a bunch of people that were about to go in, and you don't want to like just go from the outside and potentially like
Cut people
trip someone
off.
while you're going.
Yeah.
So we like scooted in behind them, and they just went straight in that first thing. I wasn't even thinking, just followed all those people right into their workout. We did the rows, and then whenever we got done, Emily was like, "Hey, we didn't do the burpees." And I was like, "Okay, well, let's go do it." So we went over there and we did the burpees, ran, and then did the rows, and then ran.
Yeah.
And
Where would you rank the rows in terms of difficulty of the 8 exercises?
so the difficulty part was nice. It was probably one of the easier events. You know,
Sure.
you're sitting down at least. You've got
Yeah,
a
if you're
second
gonna-
to like breathe, but it does take a bit of time. It's not like the quickest event that you'll do. So that was a bit of a bummer because
Sure.
I think that was like, we probably did the rows for like 13 minutes. Like,
Wow.
yeah. Which is a lot. You know, the workouts, you want to be around like 5 minutes or 6
Okay.
minutes for each of. That's probably an average time for someone in just like the open, or not open division, but whatever the average Joe division is.
I was starting to wonder what sort of times we're expecting for this whole thing. So it's 8 laps. So you're running 8 kilometers total, right? And then the 8 exercises.
Yes.
I couldn't even give you a ballpark. It could take an hour. It could take 3 hours.
The
And I think
average
anywhere in the between there,
mixed
I feel like that would
doubles,
make sense.
average mixed doubles time was 1 hour and 27 minutes is what we had seen. So that was, our goal was about 1 hour and a half. With the fiasco of doing the double workout, we ended up with 1 hour and 41 minutes. So we think we would have been close to like 1 hour 33-ish is probably where we would have ended up. If we didn't exert that energy and use the time just exerting that energy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dang, that's a long workout though. It's like
It was
pretty high intensity
It
too.
was
when
pretty
you're-
crazy because I'd ran cross country in high school and whatnot, and I'd done some races before, but I'd never done an event that long. I don't think I'd ever like ran 1 hour and a half straight or anything. So
Right.
it was a new experience for both of us. Just like, okay, let's not like get too excited at the beginning and like just bust out this first kilometer in 3.5 minutes, and then the next hour and a half is just awful.
Yeah.
Because like we said, it's kind of hard to do a mock Hyrox of it. You know, like you can run and work out, but like it's not the same as like being there with all the nice equipment.
Had you practiced each exercise by itself, and then had you also practiced like running and then doing an exercise? Like, it's hard to find a sled sometimes. Like, not every gym has that kind of thing.
We hadn't done the sled pull or sled push. We had both done it in the past and just kind of like would do some like pulling workouts when we were at the gym. And then we hadn't done the ski erg. I didn't really know where to find the ski erg in Louisville, Kentucky. So there was no ski erg that was found. But there's like this warm up zone right outside of it. It's got all the equipment there, and you can practice on all of it before you get in there and like just get your hands on everything. The wall balls at the end, we also hadn't been able to practice that. We would just like do squats and have dumbbells and just like lift them up whenever we got up. But
so tell me more about, like, you said a convention center, and it was Dallas.
It was Dallas, yes.
Do you fly in and stay at the hotel connected to the convention center, and is that where everybody's staying? And then, like, when you're there, are people friendly, or is everybody like locked in before, or what's the like this? Just give me the vibe of it all.
Yeah, so we ended up staying. We found an apartment on Airbnb that we stayed in that was awesome. It was
cool.
It was downtown, so it was like,
oh cool, yeah.
We kind of wanted to experience like the downtown part and walk around and everything. But it was still kind of a hike to the convention center, so we had planned on just Ubering over by the time we got over there. And so we Uber over there when it's our time to start, and you can't check in until 30 minutes until your race starts. So you can't get there super early, but if you do, like, you need to go and get a spectator pass and stuff, all that song and dance.
Oh, sure.
So we end up getting there, and we're just outside this big building. We can't really figure out where to go in, and we finally see like someone come out this one door up here, and we go in there, and there's just this huge crowd of people. And the spectator line was out the door.
Wow.
And then the players line was, I mean, we probably sat in line for 25 minutes, and you couldn't check in until 30 minutes till your start time. Luckily, we were there. We got there about an hour early. So by the time we got in line,
Sure.
it was 30 minutes by the time we got closer to the front of it and we got to sign in. But it was pretty wild. And I will say there were a lot of people that were very locked in. It wasn't really like and I think there were, everyone gets those nerves before a race. You kind of get those jitters and you kind of like naturally lock in yourself because you're not really like feeling super social or outgoing in that moment.
Totally.
I don't know if Emily really spoke to me much before it started. She's intense, man. I was like, your dad, he's told me about you before competitions. He's right. I was like, you're very locked in.
That's
right
awesome.
So it was cool to see, but yeah,
I'm trying to wrestle in my brain like the level of competition. That's not the right phrasing, but I think you get where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that there's like judges that are making sure you're doing the exercises right.
There are probably about 15 judges per station.
Wow.
That are there
per
standing
station.
over per station. The burpees, there's people standing over you. If you don't do it correctly, they'll make you go back.
Wow.
That's sick.
And if you like,
right.
yeah, and so it's cool because they really do invest a lot into it, and it's not like the cheapest thing I've ever done. Like for a race, it's definitely the most expensive, but with it comes a lot, and
So
a lot of
I
like
guess
professionalism too.
when you guys accidentally went to the wrong station, in my head it was like you just accidentally ended up there, and like because it's sort of like a hodgepodge thing. But I imagine that they're not checking to make sure you're supposed to be there. But then once you're in there, you have to complete that exercise.
Yeah, you're in there. I don't know what would have happened if we would have been like halfway done and realized, because we didn't realize until we were done. But another thing that I kind of left out, but on the laps, right before you go into what's called the rock zone, where all those workouts are, the corner where you turn, there's a big TV screen. And when you pass with you have like an ankle thing, a monitor.
An RFID. Yeah.
When you pass their little chip sensor or whatever, it shows up on the screen your name and it says run, or it says which workout you need to go into. So it'll tell you if you're on your second lap or whatever. So ours is supposed to say workout 4, and it's been saying workout 2 ever since we left workout 2, and I'm freaking out. Like I'm telling her, I was like, did we like do, because it was the sled push, and you had to go down, back, and I was like, I had blacked out for about an hour of this thing. I don't really remember what, but I mean, I didn't know if we didn't do it all or what, because it was messed up. And when you're running, you can't really be like, hey, what do we do about this? Like, so I think I was a little bit frazzled about that, and I was like apologizing to Emily because I thought I messed something up for us, and then I did mess something up for us.
Sure.
because I was, but yeah, so that was like, that part was cool. That was unfortunate that it messed up for us like that. But it was really neat that they do have that, and they try to help at least, but it's actually crazy that there's literally judges behind you in every single photo that I have. There's probably a judge behind it.
That changes the whole dynamic of it for me. Like before, I was not imagining it like that, because when I think of even like CrossFit competitions, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are certain ones that there's a leaderboard and everything, but it sounds like there's probably like a leaderboard. And I imagine you said that there are some people that do this professionally. So there's probably some guys that are traveling and trying to get like insane time, guys and girls.
Yeah, there's a professional scene for it, and
it's cool.
It was a global thing first, and I think it's relatively new to the US is another reason why it's not huge here yet. And they do them in just big cities everywhere, really. It's kind of like where they hop around to. But I know like the best American guy, he's in Sydney right now because I follow him on Strava. He's in Sydney, Australia, just grinding away. Doing stuff every day. I think they've got a big race there, but they've got I don't know if they're technically majors that they call them, but they've got like big championships that are like to qualify for worlds and do this and that. So yeah, they've got a good little, I don't know.
What's the build of someone who's at like the top of this sport? Are they, because I feel like it could really go either way. They could be lanky and be a runner, or just like stupid jacked.
Most of the professionals, they're going for that hybrid look.
Okay.
Where they are jacked, but they can run. It's really like
the Michael Phelps look, maybe.
That's what you see. They're all just like really buff dudes, and then they can just run, and the women are way stronger and jacked than I am, and they can just run. It's honestly insane, but
it does feel like running. Just hearing about it from you, it does feel like running's where you're going to make up the most ground or lose the most ground. I don't know if that's right.
Running is 60% of the race, is what
sure. Like based on time.
I think that's based on time. It'll be about 60% of what you're doing total. So a lot of people say like this is still a running race. At the end of the day, like I've seen some videos of like I saw a professional runner do it, very lanky, very long guy.
Yeah.
And his time was not great. And I've seen big bodybuilders do it, and they just couldn't do the running part of it. But it was funny. They had posted there like, so whenever you get your results, it'll tell you what place you came in for your age group during that workout. Like it's got all your splits.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really cool.
So it was funny. I saw this reel where these guys, like every single workout, they were 1-1-1, and then their running was just, they walked a lot of it because they're bodybuilders and jack dudes. Like they don't really run ever. So it was funny to see that they finished with like an average time after like beating everyone in every workout.
And then this is such a silly question, but I am curious. Is everybody like shirtless during this? This hybrid guys feel like the type of guys to run shirtless. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, everyone was shirtless.
That's what I thought.
I planned on running shirtless, and then I was like, literally before I was like, Emily, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I'll look as good as these people. I was like, I don't know if that's worth it. Like, genuinely, like, I don't want there to be like a picture that I like, and then it's like, yeah, look at that guy next to me, and then comparing him to my stomach or something. So I was like,
stop.
I'm gonna keep the cutoff on.
Keep the tarp on.
I'll show off the gun some, I reckon, but I don't know if I'm gonna go past that. But yes, everyone's shirtless in it. If you like see a video on a reel of it, a TikTok of it, whatever, you're gonna see shirtless people in it pretty much only.
And then a world record, what are we talking, like men and women world record? What are we thinking?
I don't know. I think I've seen a 54. I think that's or 52 or something. Like the men, I'm not sure about the women as much. It's been a minute since I've seen them race. A lot before I was kind of keeping up with it. It's kind of like a pickleball thing or something where you like, you know the names and you know who's good, but I don't really like watch all of their stuff. But I think I recently saw 2 doubles pros go for like 47 minutes or something like that, or 49 minutes. Like they got a sub 50 or something crazy, which is just unbelievable.
And does the doubles work? Like you can trade off, like you have to push the sled and then your partner pushes the sled?
The doubles was cool, and I think that was a big motivator for me to want to do this. So in doubles, you'll do all of the running together. You can't lose your partner. Like Emily can't be running back there, and I just go start the workout. Like we both have to be at the mat of the workout station that we're on. And so so you'll run together, and then say we get to sled push. I'll push, and I can just step back and let her take over whenever, or vice versa. Like it's just kind of like share the workout, do the run together.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Would you do it again, Luke? Do you guys have plans to do another beat your time, or
I would love to, and
next?
I think she's very interested too. Right now I'm doing this since I've done it, I've kind of like really started to like running again. And so I decided
you've always been a good runner.
I decided to do I'm going to run every day of December is my goal. And so I'm like 9 days into it, whatever.
Is there a certain account you're posting that stuff on, maybe?
Yeah, it's on loose.moves. If anybody's out there and interested in keeping up with it, wants to give me some support, I'd appreciate it. But so I'm just posting like stories every day, logging my runs and everything, trying to get up to 100 total miles this month. Just because like I know I can, but I just need something to work for. I think I'll probably end up doing a marathon this next year. The Nashville one is April 25th, and I'll probably just sign up for it and send it. So
Kyle, would you ever do Hyrox now that you've heard about it?
Maybe. I mean, it sounds like it's kind of like the dream physique. It feels like.
That's you, Luke. That's you.
No, I'm not a pro.
No, I think it is really cool though. I guess I am typically, I don't know, maybe not even anti. I'm kind of agnostic to like a lot of those freeform workouts where they're like high cardio. So I think of like CrossFit, stuff like that. I think it's mainly just because I don't feel like my body, like selfishly, I don't think my body's really built for a lot of those exercises. I just got like long levers, and so it feels like sometimes they're not as easy. And as a like a relatively competitive person, it feels like I focus on the time too much and get discouraged.
Yeah, that's fair. But another thing about it, it's pretty tough to get a ticket for. We got really lucky. So there's a 30-minute queue, and I remember we were at the beach with her family, and it was right before July 4th. So it was probably like July 2nd or July 3rd of this year is when the queue opened up. And you have 30 minutes to hop in the queue. And once the queue time is up, it randomly assigns you a spot in line. And I just happened to be at 400. Emily was at like 11,000.
Oh my gosh.
In line. Like it was insane. And
just for Dallas?
This was just for Dallas, and this was just for like the general public. Because there are affiliate gyms that if you're a member of, you get early access and they can get you, like coaches can get you into it. And the pros, they get asked to be there. You know, they get called to be there.
Sure.
So it's pretty tough to get into. And I was reading later on about how their luck was. And some people were like, this is my 5th time trying, and I still haven't gotten a ticket.
Goodness.
Like, I'm probably just going to stop trying. And it was like, we got really lucky. We were going to try to do Chicago, and the tickets were coming out like a month later. And we were like, let's just try and see what happens just in case. And it worked out that we got it. And we were just like, okay, this kind of feels like a sign that like, this was where we need to go do it at. Like, we got lucky enough to get one. Like, let's not mess around and try to get another one. But we would love to do it again. It was really fun. I think I just really enjoy like going to races. I did a turkey trot this year, and it was like, okay, this was a blast. Like, I don't really understand why that was so fun, but like
turkey trot family in the making here.
Right. I'm trying to make myself do it every year is my goal. But yeah, so
that's good.
I'd love to do it again. I just don't know if we'll get a ticket. That's the hardest part.
Is there no allocations for someone who's done it before, like loyalty customer or something?
That'd be cool. I don't think so.
Jeez.
I think they've got enough demand. They've got that high demand, man. It's better than low demand. Remember?
Are this many people just fit, or is this what all the fit people are doing?
Dude, I didn't really feel fit when I was there. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I was wondering is like, not to be too, I don't know, but like thinking about the field, is it a bunch of like extremely fit people, or is it just all walks of life a little bit?
There were a handful of older people that were walking along the track, and it was really cool to see them doing it together. Like an old couple was together, and that was wholesome.
Cool.
But yeah, most of them are pretty athletic people. I mean, it's no, like, I feel like it's kind of like a spike ball tournament or something, you know, like those guys would fit in. Y'all would fit in there, like any sort of athlete, like, but yeah, not really all walks of life, mainly people that are like
fitness people.
I don't know. Yeah. Fitness people, gym people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, Luke, thanks for telling us about it, dude. And
That's
congrats
awesome.
on doing it. That's amazing.
Yeah, informative.
No, it was super cool. I'm glad that y'all asked about it. That was fun.
Yeah, we like to talk. We have a squash video up on the channel, so we figured might as well give Hyrox
let's go.
feature. yeah,
I'm honored.
Awesome. Well, if you're still here, check out the rest of the Field Guide stuff, especially GOATcast. Luke and Clark and Rossi have a lot of great stuff and a lot of fun to listen to. Luke, thanks for the time, dude.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
thanks, Luke.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, boys.
See y'all.